Oh, so good. Centrifugal force.
So good.
Hey everybody, Supercar Street Racing here. How's it going today? Wanted to take a few minutes to show you guys my whole home audio system, and I'm gonna do that now. So look. When I bought the house, I started on the whole home audio immediately. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I went ahead and got up in the attic and ran all the wiring and everything. I kind of want to show you guys this before I show you the smart home stuff in a different video. But closet's a little messy because this is where I keep all my Amazon package for returns. But so this is the whole home audio system here for the house, and basically it's a less expensive way of going than having a switching system for each room. I'm basically doing a manual switch for the rooms there, and this is a Pioneer receiver. This is a VSX 1124K, and it is actually my leftover receiver from when I got a new receiver for my home theater, which you guys will see here shortly as part of the home audio. Now, this monitor up here is strictly for the receiver to be able to look at the setup menu, because without that, some of the features are not available. Like, it's very hard to find them on the remote. So if we just press home here, we should see, yeah, see how now we can see the, oh, it still says no signal, but may have come unplugged, but that's, oh, there we go. Well, I'm not sure, but that's supposed to be the menu for the receiver there, like when you press that home button. Oh, there it goes, okay. So that's how you set up the receiver, all the speaker modes and everything on it. So that's why I have this monitor here. Right below that, you can see that there is a speaker selector switch for each room. Generally, I leave all the speakers on all the time. They are not individually level controllable. That's the only thing about this. There are selector switches that do that, but they don't have this many rooms available. Oh, also, computer, turn on the audio closet light. So I probably should have done that first, huh? So I have a smart home plug in here with the with a fluorescent light back in the back. All my wiring goes up through the walls into the attic, up through there behind the speaker selector box. And this is my Behringer Ultra Bass Pro. So this is a subharmonic synthesizer, or what this does is it enhances bass. It actually creates lower, fuller bass, and it has several settings. There's a DBX unit that's similar. I think it's the 120 or something like that. But basically you can adjust the amount of, you know, synthesized bass you want. It's got a frequency adjustment for how low you want the bass to be. The frequency wise, a dynamic punch, and then it's got a subharmonic or an ultra bass. Then you can select ultra low or punch. You can adjust. I've got it right in the center. And then, sorry, the camera wasn't even on there the whole time. You've got a bass limiter if you want it, and then this section over here is to send bass to your satellite speakers, which I do not use that part. I've got my satellites in the ceilings all running full range because some rooms don't have subwoofers. Most do, but some don't. There is a JBL 10-inch subwoofer here in the closet as well. That handles bass for this side of the house very well. And the main source of music here is this Audio Echo Dot. See the music just stop, but there's some more playing now. It's supposed to be royalty free so I don't get copyright struck. But basically the way this works is from any room, and I'm gonna do a smart home tour another time. From any room, I can tell, you know, if I say it now she's gonna wake up, but if I say, you know, the smart home thing and play something on this device here, like what kind of music I want, it will start playing in the house. Now there's some other smart home options that I'll show you guys when I show you the smart home stuff. There's ways to play music from any room that has the Echo Show or a Fire Stick. You can create music groups and then you can play in various other rooms. So this is the audio closet. This is the amplifier section that feeds the whole house. And really like the ability to just have the dot right there. Just makes things so much easier. Now, if you really wanted to, you can control this from the phone as well, with the Pioneer remote app. And this guy will play, this is internet capable too. It will play internet radio, Pandora, but you don't really need it if you have this guy, because that's really all you need. But yeah, so that's the closet. Give you guys a tour of what the in-ceiling speakers look like now. All right, guys, let's take a look at the in-ceiling setup here. So you can see in the bedroom here, we got, these are actually 6.5. They're not the 8s. I have slowly been upgrading these speakers to 8-inch speakers when they fail. I haven't done this room yet because actually I am going to be putting 5.1 audio in this room, and so I'm going to be using that for the center channel. That's going to be the rear center if I have a rear center. I don't even know if I'll have that, but I'm going to do 2 more in the front there for left and right, 2 here for the mid speakers, and then 2 more in the back for the surround. So that's the bedroom. Now let's take a look at the living room. So the living room has the upgraded ones. Those are actually 8-inch. They're 8-inch with a tweeter in the center. The other ones are 6.5 with the tweeter in the center. So this room actually eventually, when I have time, will get 5.1 sound as well, all in the ceiling. This room also has the Refurb Polk PSW 10 from yesterday that we acquired for $30 and cleaned up really nice. The only thing it really needs is the screws cleaned up. I got to get the same screws from Home Depot because those are rusted out. Taking a look at the sunroom here, we've got the 8-inch with the tweeters in the center there. It's a different design. See how those, you can't see the tweeter? The ones on the sunroom you can. Kitchen. Got the 8-inch there with the tweeter in the middle that's covered with the grills. Moving into the office area, we've got still the 6.5s. Those need to be upgraded. I noticed these speakers will start cutting out after a while. I think the wires on the voice coil come loose a little bit and then they stop playing, because if you like tap them, they'll come back on. Then moving into the bathroom area, we've got, since this is a small room here, I did one 8-inch there and one 8-inch there. I noticed this one up here is actually starting to do that weird thing with the voice coil wire, I believe, because you literally tap it with a broom and it comes back on, and I believe that's a short. All right, so moving on to the patio. So the patio is a kind of an interesting story here, because it had a cabinet there that literally fell apart, and it had its own amplifier powering those speakers, and then I had a powered subwoofer in the cabinet as well, and then there's a 50-inch television there. So when that cabinet failed, I decided, I actually haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, because I'm going to be redoing my pool here pretty quickly, but these can actually run off of the zone 2 of the amplifier in the closet inside. So for now, you can still do Fire Stick here and listen to it on this through the whole house audio thing with the Echo devices. All the rooms have, most of the rooms have either monitors or televisions and Fire Sticks. I will show that on my smart home video tour, which will be quite extensive, as my house is completely smart home, everything. Moving out to the garage, we've got the 8-inch in ceiling out here as well. The only thing that I'm lacking in the garage is a subwoofer, and I'm going to do that as soon as I find another PSW10. I'm going to throw it out here, and then of course run the prerequisite wires. I don't know where I'm going to do that. Probably that up in that corner there. Come down, since you can't see that up there. That's probably the easiest way to get the wires from the back of these guys. I'll just take speaker level out of these guys and then run them to a subwoofer. So guys, that's my whole home audio tour. Now, I did want to show you guys my home theater, which died last night, literally died. I think the bulb in my projector finally gave out after about 7 years, but this is my theater room, which I will do a full tour on as soon as I get a new bulb for my projector. I think that's what happened. Now, the bulb lasted a long time because I run it in eco mode, and like ever since I got the projector, I've run it in eco mode, and I've just got it strapped up on a glass shelf up there underneath, and it's a 120-inch screen. We have a Pioneer receiver, JBL front speakers, and then I did the surround sound 6.5s for the surround sound, and I have a Advent center channel. The screen is made by me. It is paint. It's called home theater screen paint. You can get it at Lowe's. I framed out the screen myself and painted and sanded the wall, and it came out amazing. I ran all the wire. I did pretty much everything in this room myself. I did the paint, I did all the electrical work, I did the audio cabling. So the cables go to wall plates behind the receiver. They go up through the ceiling there to the speakers, and also HDMI to the projector, which is a really, really nice Epson. It's not 4K. Don't think I'm going to be doing that anytime soon because they're really expensive for a true 4K. But it does do 1080p, and it's very bright. And I highly recommend it. I don't remember the model number. I'll have to get it and put it in the description. But yeah, so this is the home theater room. Of course, that light's usually off. I got my art there, my projector up there, and reclining couch there, and a futon there. 120-inch screen. It's actually capable of going wider. That's just as far back as I can go without the door. If you want to get an idea of how big the screen is, there's the door. So that's as big as it can go without taking the door off, literally, which I thought about doing that, but I did not do it. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Wanted to do a quick tour and show you guys the home audio system. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or need advice on anything home audio related, please don't hesitate to put it down in the comments section. Have a good day. All right, we're over here at Dukes of Duval, and we're making some steak tacos from this New York strip. How do you do it? Real quick, you got 5 seconds.
Pan seared on high with garlic and...
What's happening, guys? It's freaking Friday night. I got this bottle of wine right here, which I haven't touched because I saw something that inspired me and had to try it. So the other day, you guys saw me plastidip my emblems because they're chrome, and I got some black wheels coming. I haven't revealed what yet. That's coming soon in the next video. But tonight, I'm gonna show you how to plastidip your orange side markers and dark tint them out. Stay tuned, that's coming right now. All right, guys, what you're gonna need for this project is some blue painter's tape, some masking material. I just use like like regular old newspaper or plastic or whatever you have, and just a regular old black matte Plastidip right here. You can get it at Home Depot or any auto parts store. And this is the light that we're going to be working on. See this orange side marker slash turn signal? So kind of lucky in this case, right here around this light is a tiny little crack. So I'm able to get the tape right inside that crack. If you don't have that, you're going to have to kind of mask it off, or you can try a heavy coat around it and see how it peels. It might peel on that line. Stay tuned for what mine's going to look like when I tape it off. Alright, I got the side marker masked off. Notice I got a good mask all the way around it here. Now, before you ask me in the comments, yes, Plastidip does overspray. I found out when I did the emblems. Came back the next day and there was overspray all over it. So I got it all masked off. I've got my Plastidip here. I need you to do the same thing I did and preheat this can so it's nice and warm. Now if you've used this can before, it might have some Plastidip around the tip here, so just pull that off before you do anything. Then spray a sample there to kind of clear the head. Now I don't have much room here to spray. Try to get this on camera while I do it. I'm going to do one light coat first. Okay, that's all for now. Nice light coat. I'm going to let that dry for 15 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, the timer just went off, so it is time for coat number 2. Now this coat is going to be a wet coat, and at the same time we are going to remove the tape. When you have tape, you always want to remove the tape while your coat is still wet. So we're going to put a good 3 shot on there, and then we're going to pull the tape. I'll be right back. Okay, I just got done pulling the tape and you can see I didn't do as good of a job with the taping, so I'm going to grab a rag over here from my rag collection. Let's see if this will come off easily. If it doesn't, it will come off when it dries. Yeah, it wipes right off right now. Just like that. Like I said, it will come off when it dries regardless. That's the beauty of Plastidip. If it doesn't come off like that, just use your finger. That was dried on there from the first coat. Now this is going to take 15 minutes to dry and you're done basically. 2 coats is enough for me on these. I don't want to go crazy on this part, so I'm going to show you the other side, which was actually already done before. I wanted to make sure I had it good before I did a tutorial on it, but there's how it came out. I think it looks so much better than the orange. Now ideally they would be the color of the car, and they make a whole strip for the European car that doesn't have a side marker in that color, and that's what I really want. But I think that looks better than clear side markers, honestly, with the black factory insert there and then black wheels coming. So that's how you Plastidip your side markers on your car. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Let's go with the LED mini bike. Check it out, guys. The LED mini bike is the new piece of furniture in the house, and this thing is sick with the LED mini bike. It is absolutely pouring out here, guys. This is why you live in Florida. Dinosaur down. This is torrential. Look at this rain. This is amazing. Today we have a package from Amazon right here for the thrift store, iMac. Let the upgrades begin. But first we gotta shut this guy down, and he is just stuttering here with no RAM. 2 gigabytes from the factory. There's iMovie. Let's shut this guy down and see what we can do here. Spent the last like 3 hours copying videos from the phone, which are so big that there's no way they're gonna play. That's why we're shooting this video in 1080p, even though this guy doesn't even support 1080p. I think their resolution is 1680 by 1050. We got something here to help this computer. While this shuts down, let's unbox this bad boy. This new packaging. Ah, yeah. Right here we got the Hdmi QE. Bring computer new life. RAM. Should have 8 gigabytes here of the same speed RAM. This thing started doing the enroll again for the school district, and it's irritating. I'm gonna have to fix that. But let's take a look at this. Should be 2 4 gigabyte DIMMs here. Make sure you destatic yourself before you touch this and you destroy it. 4 gigabyte DIMM. And another 4 gigabyte DIMM here. And so apparently, by the way, I got shocked really bad by this thing the other day because I forgot that it was plugged in when I started working on it. So let's unplug that first. Now you should be able to just pull this tab. Oh, no, that didn't. Ah, yeah. Okay. That worked good. So what you do is you pull the little plastic tab here, and the DIMM slides straight out like this. And you'll see it's keyed. See the slot there? Now our other DIMM should match this. If it doesn't, we have a problem. And it perfectly matches. So yeah, so then you just take your new DIMM and slide it right back in the same spot. Push it in and put the plastic tab back the way it was underneath the RAM so you can shut the door. Again, you just pull that plastic. Kind of a pain to get out after you do that because of course we are removing it with it angled the wrong way. Here's our new dual whatever ring RAM stick. Slides right back in the same slot. And then this bad boy becomes a new man. Oh, that didn't feel right. There we go. Alright, so before we put the cover back on, we're going to make sure she boots off, and if she doesn't, the RAM goes back. Simple as that. That's why I bought it from Amazon. Paid a little extra. Let's see if it chimes. Nothing. Did the power cord come out? Yep. All right, let's see. Oh, I hear it. started right up. Let's see what it says when it boots. So far, so good, my friends. Everything about this Mac should be different. Went from 2 gigabytes to 8 gigabytes, so definitely a big increase in RAM. So we got the SSD, which is literally miles above what was available when this came out. It wasn't even a thing back then. We've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is not officially supported by Apple, but we're not using an officially supported device anyway. I mean, this thing is what? Let's see, 10, 13 years old now. So it's a relic of the past. So we go to when it loads up, and I'll tell you how much faster it is once we see how fast this part goes through. It's always normal for it right here to just spin for a second. But it's already noticeably faster. Booting up, like way faster. So we go to this and we go about this Mac. And we have 8 gigabytes. Let's look at the memory. Yes. 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 We have 8 gigabytes of RAM in our $22 thrift store Mac, guys. Peace out. I hope you loved it. Guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. Today we're in the living room again because we've got an exciting project coming up. I love doing projects, and this is an important one because it's for out by the pool out there. This project is going to be amazing. Everything is sitting right here on the table. There's a very long story as to why this has to be done, and I'm going to tell you that right after this awesome open on Supercar Street Racing. Guys, we're in the Supercar Street Racing living room. It's a place you've seen before, and today we have a special project, and the whole reason for this project is due to one thing, and that is because the nice company of Amazon has decided to rob me of the ability to use this dot right here to feed the speakers in the house with the home theater feature on the Fire Stick. Now, you used to be able to do that. You used to be able to have a Fire Stick somewhere in the house, and you could transmit that audio over Wi-Fi to one of those devices there, and that was what I was using to let audio come out of the TV and onto the patio outside by the pool. They robbed me of that feature. I can no longer do that, so I have to do this a different way. I could use Bluetooth and then Bluetooth to this whole home audio system over here, but I actually want to put a subwoofer and an amplifier outside behind the TV. So right here in front of me, we got everything we need to do that. Let's take a look at what we got right here. Directly in front of me, and also right here in front of me, is everything we need, minus one more of these cables, which is on the way right now on a truck. We have everything that we need to go ahead and get the outside audio system working again. Now, another thing that broke is the right channel speaker outside is not working. I have not figured that out yet, but I believe the wire has a short in it. So I have to pull a new wire in order to reconnect the right from this whole home audio system back to out by the pool. Meanwhile, we have a nice big television out by the pool that does not have Bluetooth or anything, and I want it to be able to play different audio than this system right here does as well. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and fix that, and we have a few things here that we need. Right here, we have a Monoprice 8-inch powered subwoofer, and there is a reason that I only went with the 8-inch, and you'll see that soon. It is due to where this is going and the space. We'll unbox that here momentarily. We also have a Fozy audio amp. I thought it was much bigger. It's 100 watts per channel, but it is very tiny. And then anticipating problems with heat, I have 2 fans. One is for this amplifier to strap it right on the back to blow some air on it to keep it warm. I said warm. To keep it cool. To keep it cool, this is gonna go on the Fozzy audio and also on the heatsink on the subwoofer. I know it gets very hot out there, at least it's under the patio so it does get shade. This is going to feed audio from the television to the amplifier here, and then we have another one of these that comes out of the amplifier and goes to the subwoofer. It is another little guy right here, mini to RCA male. We have 2 of those. We have some insulated wire. Make sure when you do anything outside, you get insulated wire. It will literally fall apart if you don't do that because of the heat and the humidity in Florida. And then we have a shelving system here. This shelving system basically is going to hold the subwoofer up. We have these nice big shelves, and what we're going to be doing is using Tapcons into the stucco. So this is not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna be very, very good for this subwoofer right here. It'll be plenty. It'll go right against the wall like this, and the subwoofer will sit right on top, and this is going to be behind the television. If you don't want it to stick out so far, you go this way. Then what you do is you go underneath and you screw this to the subwoofer, and that will keep that sub on the wall with absolutely no problems. The other RCA to Mini is in the mail. It should be here any second. Let's get the rest of this stuff unboxed. I want to see this amplifier, and I want to see this powered sub. The Fozzy audio, or Fozzy audio, depending on how you like to pronounce it, is sitting right in front of me here. And what I plan on doing right now is going ahead and unboxing it. Let's move these fans. Now we can go ahead and unbox these now, I guess. These are USB fans, so it'll be great and easy to power up, and they should keep enough airflow on our products to keep them cool. Now, if I have a problem with the amplifier staying cool, I may do some modifications to the amp, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But here is the first fan. Pretty cool. It just has a USB connection like that. We can plug it into any USB connection, or we can do a power brick into the wall. So I have 2 of those, one for the amp here and one for the subwoofer. And on the back of the sub, there is a heatsink that we will put that on. Now here's the Fozzy audio and the Fozzy audio power supply. So this is a 24 volt power supply at 4.5 amps. Here is the cool little Fozzy audio amplifier. It uses integrated circuits. And on the back, the cool thing about this is it also does Bluetooth, by the way. But the cool thing about this is it has a subwoofer output or a preamp output. You can use this with a powered subwoofer. And the input is also mini. So that was the plan, to come out of the television's audio output jack. We go right into the input here on the Fozzy. We come out of the output here to the subwoofer, and the output of the speakers is going to be going to my speakers outside. And then there's the Bluetooth antenna, and there is the power. And the good thing about this is the size, and we do have a bass and treble and 1 USB. This can play music from a USB stick, because we could use that for one of these fans. We could literally come from the front. We're gonna zip tie that fan on, and we could just power it just like that. Now this says 100 watts per channel, and it does support 2 ohms. So we have 4 speakers will be paralleled on this. Let's see if this has power. It does. Look at our fan, and that is outputting quite a bit of airflow. Right in front of me is the Monoprice 8-inch powered subwoofer sitting right here on the table for you guys. It's very light. First of all, I would say it probably weighs 25 pounds if I had to guess, which is great. It's compact. It breaks your table. This project is over for today. The subwoofer's broken. I was unboxing the subwoofer. Joe called. I pulled the grill off the front of the subwoofer to show you guys, and a screw fell out. And I thought that was weird. Where would that come from? And then I started looking around the woofer, and the woofer had 2 screws pulled out, and the wood was like separated from the actual enclosure there. So this is broken. I'm about to hit the return button, and I'm about to drive it over to UPS store. All right, that was a whole ordeal and a half trying to get my GoPro to work, because it's a piece of crap every day. We did get a replacement subwoofer in today to get unboxed after the first one was damaged. Now it was damaged on the actual woofer itself. A screw fell out, and I saw that happen when I opened the box, and then I basically opened the front grille, and 2 of the screws were ripped out of the wood that hold the woofer in. I returned it immediately. Let's take a look at the new monoprice subwoofer and make sure it is not damaged. It looks good to me. Much better condition, no problems. You can see the 8-inch woofer here with the port. Then I'm gonna try something with this speaker that's not working outside. And I think there's a short somewhere between the middle of the attic and the outside. Audio is on only to this speaker outside, and I do have my test speaker in my pocket. No, nothing. I'm gonna try to pull a wire through, but it is... that's worse.
Got it!
So much for that part of the project. Okay, we're not doing that today. We're gonna have to use the fish tape and pull the new wire up, and we're gonna need another person for that. So this part of the project has failed again. I am going to use a little bit of spray foam to keep this on. Just a little bit on each side, I think, is all I need here. Without making a huge mess. That should do it. It's a sacrificial can, but that should keep that from going anywhere. That should dry very quickly and allow us to have a nice cooling source on our sub. There's still room to plug in the cables, so we're good to go there. So that's just gonna sit there and dry now. Keep that fan tight on that subwoofer forever. It's going to feet are basically 9.5 inches apart. So our measurements are going to be, we're gonna do 8.5 inches on the wall. So our brackets are gonna fall between these 2 feet. The sub's gonna sit right on the 2 brackets. It's gonna sit like this, right behind the TV, this part on the wall. For that, we have Tapcons. Now let's get you guys back outside. We're gonna go look at this. Here we are behind the TV outside, and as you can see, there's plenty of space up here for our amplifier and our subwoofer to sit right on top of that. What I'm gonna do literally is just go right above the power strip right there, and I'm gonna put the sub directly above that. You won't see it because of the television. Top of it will be 12 inches above this, so it'll just be that tall. I'll center it right in the center. Come down more. I have my Tapcon drill bit here. That should be level. All right, so I'm actually going to do heat shrink on these. I've got my connectors. I need 2 more of these. I'm just going to put these on the end here. So I'm going to make sure that they are oriented the same way. And then crimp. You use the color codes, so you use yellow, just like that, and then you heat shrink them. Will that work? Yep, that'll work right there around the power cable. First set of cables here, the U-green cable. There's also, we gotta not block these on the back, and the other one goes right there. One of these feeds the subwoofer, one of them comes from the television. Our fan will plug directly into the front. We gotta get our fan mounted to this. Our fan will plug right here, and then our other fan will need a brick for our subwoofer. It'll need its own brick. That's on there. See if it still works. Things ripping. That's awesome. Check it out, guys. It's just zip tied to the side of it. And that'll give a little bit of cooling to this thing when it's outside because it gets very hot. And I don't know if that doesn't work, I'm gonna drill holes in the top and the bottom and get some more airflow. But that's putting out some good air right there. Our sub looks dry enough to go back outside and mount it. What the? This one broken too? It's a screw.
Got him! Got him!
Fucking screw rattling around. There's a screw rattling around inside of this that I know is going to be annoying. Now I got to take the woofer out. This is crazy. This is the second one I got that had issues. How in the world can they make two subwoofers with problems? I don't get it. Alright, I took the feet off, but now I'm putting some screws back in where it left a hole so there's no air leaking out there. I don't want to use caulk on this part. That's how it's going to sit, just like that. And it's perfect. Not in the way of the TV at all. I can still get to the back of it if I need to adjust, if I just have to get on a little stool. Perfect, look at that, guys. This came out really good. Now I just got to figure out mounting the amplifier. I'm going to wipe down the back of this television. It's all dirty with pollen, but I think the amp can go right here somewhere. And then the wires can go up and up to the top, and they're going to go up the soffit right there to that speaker. Get something to drink first though. I'm going to mount it just like that, if you guys can see this. The TV can still move and articulate either way. If it needs to, it can articulate all the way this way to about right there, or all the way that way without this being in the way. Our fan should be on the back of our subwoofer now. It's cooling the sub. So I do have enough power right here. I've got enough power for all three. Now the next step is to get this wiring up and over. And so I'm putting this speaker wire in the soffit. There's a little lip on these soffits that this one can run behind the sub. That side's done.
Got it!
Well, I broke my... I'm an idiot. I literally threw the GoPro on top of the barbecue grill and broke the mount for the audio, but I did get this side done. I'm gonna go ahead and go up there and push that wire in the back. I didn't see that hanging down. This side is completely done. All we gotta do now is finish the wiring here underneath the television. I'm gonna go ahead and plug everything in and give it a test real quick before I do anything else right now. So I'm gonna give this a plug in real quick. All right, we're watching Supercar Street Racing. The audio does work. I was the power. I had to get the remote out and do power with that. Everything is working. Those speakers are on. I have not heard the sub yet, but I'm gonna probably try to test that out. I can't play music with you guys on here, so it'll be copyrighted. So I'm gonna check the sub now. Guys, we're in Studio B again. As you can see, Supercar Street Racing is playing on the TV right behind us right there. That's actually us on TV, but today we are live in Studio B to show you this project that we completed for the outdoor speaker system for the pool. There's a big TV outside that Joe Dukes of Duval gave me. It's a big Vizio TV, and I wanted to put sound outside. Now the full home audio system sound is broken to one speaker. I think there's a short in one of the wires, so I have to pull that again. But meanwhile, I wanted to get sound from the TV outside and also add a subwoofer. So we did add this monoprice 60-watt powered subwoofer here. And as you saw in the video, I had to get one return and the second one was also bad. Both of them were damaged. One of them had screws missing in the woofer. The other one had a nut inside the actual amplifier loose. But I fixed the second one rather than return it for a second time. There's the monoprice subwoofer. I have not rated it yet. I'm gonna rate it appropriately for being damaged twice when I got it. Now it is 60 watts and it does sound great outside, I'm not gonna lie. We did put it right up behind the television on some L brackets that I'll show you here momentarily. Here's the 3.5mm to RCA cables we use for input and output to the amplifier, one of them feeding from the TV and the preamp output going up to the powered subwoofer. Here's the Fozzy audio amplifier that we used, 100 watts per channel, Bluetooth. It does have preamp outputs, which is awesome. It uses integrated circuits for its output, not transistors. It does have a remote control with power and volume as well, and I love that. So far, so good with this amp. These are the metal wall brackets I used. Pretty simple. They are heavy duty. No problem supporting the subwoofer, and I did just screw the subwoofer right on the bottom of the L brackets there. That holds the sub right on the wall. This is a speaker wire I used. Anytime I use speaker wire now, I use this insulated speaker wire. I learned my lesson outside. Regular speaker wire in Florida will deteriorate after about a year. This sub helps keep the speaker wire more protected. All right, guys, you can see right here on the dashboard that we have 165,675 subscribers on the channel. We couldn't do that without you though, guys. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to all the videos. Buy all your products through our product links. There will be links in the description for all of the stuff we used today on this project. I gotta get out of here though. I gotta go to Dukes of Duval's house. Hey guys, welcome to the first of what will be a few podcasts here. We want to talk about a little bit about what happened yesterday, yesterday and the day before, and I'm sure you know about what happened. So basically, CrowdStrike caused a massive outage in the IT world, and it was worldwide, and it affected a lot of businesses. First of all, sorry about the AC. It's probably loud, but it's very hot in here. I'll turn the fan speed down, but it's very hot in here, and so we will have some background noise. Yeah, so basically there was an outage yesterday related to CrowdStrike, and what that meant is that, and I knew some people that were personally involved in not only it happening to them, but also in the fixing of this crazy thing that happened. Basically, computers, servers, devices are always patched to mitigate security risks. I'm an IT security professional, so that's part of my job, is understanding mitigating risks. And part of that is when a vulnerability is found in software or hardware, even in Internet of Things, things like your thermostat or anything that is controlled remotely through the internet, maybe your pool pump or things like that. When there's vulnerabilities located, companies will do their best to patch that immediately and mitigate that vulnerability. So what happened was, anybody who was a CrowdStrike customer, CrowdStrike released an update to their software, and basically that broke the planet. Why? Let's talk about why that happened and how it could have been avoided. When a patch is released to the public, it is supposed to be tested first by a certain amount of people and released through change control, so that these things don't happen. Now, you can't always guarantee that that's going to make everything right, but this was so huge that you would think that this was tested by at least enough people that you would know pretty quickly that there was a major problem with this update. Now, a lot of people, this happened overnight, I believe Thursday night, a lot of people went to bed and got up with this: your PC ran into a problem and needs to restart. So it would ask you to restart the computer. Then it would go into your PC did not start properly. What do you want to do? You have choices of fixing it, basically trying to automatically fix it. You can go to a command prompt. You can do startup tools. There's a lot of things you can do from that menu. Now, before we talk about that part, let's talk about another thing. These computers, a lot of them nowadays, have trusted platform modules installed, and basically what that means is that there is a lock on the computer that prevents you from booting if something is changed in the computer that wasn't authorized. At the top of trying to do anything like that, you have the problem of you just can't go into safe mode. You can't go into a command prompt because the computer won't allow you to without the key. And this program is called BitLocker, and a lot of places use this, or in other programs that keep the computer from being booted up without a code if something changes or if there's a problem. So a lot of the people that were affected yesterday could not fix what we're going to talk about next, which is how could this possibly have been fixed? This is one of those chicken and egg scenarios that almost was way worse than it was. Someone figured out at some point that this was CrowdStrike causing this outage. Then they had to figure out what was causing it. Meanwhile, people wake up to this and they can't work. Now, if you were lucky enough to have a company that had a Citrix environment and it wasn't infected or affected by this, you could still work because you could use your Citrix desktop and get into the network. That's a second way in for a lot of people. The first way in is through your laptop, desktop with VPN. The second way is through VDI like Citrix. So luckily a lot of people had VDI and could get in at least enough to try to start helping people and figure out and tell people what actually was happening, besides texting on the phone and saying, hey, why do I have this, this blue screen on my computer? So basically the fix was this. There was a driver update made by CrowdStrike, and it was I think it was a .dat file that it updated, and I'm looking for it. I have it somewhere. So they installed new drivers, and that's what did it. It broke a lot of people. And I thought I had the oh, okay, yeah. So basically, there was a file. It was actually a .sys file, a driver file. And it was located in the Windows System 32 drivers directory. So on your C drive, it would be Windows / System 32 / drivers / CrowdStrike. And then inside that folder, there was a file that ended with a 290 that had the number 291 in it. One single file did this, and it had to be deleted. Now, manually, by every single person that this affected, everywhere. That's how it was deleted. Think about the fact that when you're not in Windows yet, you're not able to be remoted into. The only way you could ever get help with this would be like FaceTime or like Messenger video or whatever, because you're not in Windows yet, so nobody can remote in and delete it. And then also think about the fact that a lot of these people aren't IT professionals, so they don't understand how to navigate in a directory. You have to manually navigate. Now this is Windows 11. It affected Windows 10 differently. You have to open the command prompt, but to do that, you had to have a BitLocker key first, which had to be done by your IT pros. They had to give you the key when you feed them a code. And then you go to secure command prompt in from the blue fix stuff. And then you navigate to Windows System 32 drivers, CrowdStrike, and delete one file, and your laptop boots up fine. For thousands of people. How many employees do big companies have? 15, 20,000 employees had to do this yesterday. The fix didn't get out to a lot of people until well after 9 a.m. yesterday. It wasn't available. Nobody had it yet, so it was just on the news, but nobody understood yet quite what was doing it. So this cost the world a lot of money yesterday. So I expect there to be some kind of fallout from this with CrowdStrike and or Microsoft. Now, don't get it twisted. This wasn't a Microsoft outage. It was a CrowdStrike related outage, and that's why you'll see Microsoft on a lot of the news articles and on the videos. But just remember, this was a CrowdStrike driver that pulled down, half the planet Earth. And it not only did it affect PCs, laptops for businesses, it also affected applications and servers. So if it was patched and it had CrowdStrike, it was definitely a problem. Now this patching happens every day. It's not anything new, and this can happen anytime a patch is applied. But the patches are necessary. Sometimes you can test them, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you don't have time to, but most of the time the patches are rolled out to the enterprise when they're released because of security concerns. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of take, you know, a little bit of time to talk about what happened here with CrowdStrike on Friday morning. And of course, the worst possible time you could have it happen on a Friday morning to half the country. But I kind of enjoy talking about these things, so I'll probably do these more. I'd like to do it with 2 people. I have room for 2 people right here to sit and be on camera and talk. So maybe we can get a guest in here next time. But that's kind of what happened to Planet Earth on Friday morning. CrowdStrike took down a lot of businesses were affected. And so guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to get editing on the next video, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in for the first podcast here. It's a short one because there's not a lot to talk about yet. When we know the fallout, we can do another podcast here and talk about what happened to CrowdStrike and what is going to happen to them as a company in the future. Their stock's already taken a big hit, of course, so let's see what happens. We'll see you guys next time on Supercar Street Racing. Later. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Out here at Titan Motorsports. See if I can get somebody in here from my channel. Titan Supra right here. This thing is sick. Taking a look at the Titan Supra. Sorry, I was away. I had to get the live stream posted up on Facebook. So far, nobody's in here yet, though. But here's the Titan Motorsports Supra. Pretty cool. And then back there, you can see there's the car on the lift. There's some sick cars. I think there's a twin turbo Lambo right here. Rocking gold wheels. But yeah, there's the car out there. Here's a look at some of the wheels they sell. Pretty cool. But this Supra though, sick. Probably gets traction. I don't know. There's the Titan Supra. Thing is ridiculous. And look at some of the stuff they sell here. And some of their accessories and stuff. And then this is the Titan Billet 2JZ block. Sick block. Holds like an unreal amount of horsepower. Here's all their drag racing awards. And then if you look back here in the shop, that is a twin turbo Lamborghini right there. And pretty sick Supra right next to it, right there. And then there's my car up on the lift. And back here, look at this lineup. Yes, that's a green Supra. Hey man. Back here in the showroom. Just waiting for Ryan and the technician that works on my car to get here so we can get started on dyno tuning. But apparently the fuel system rewire is totally done. Hey, is it alright if I go back and take some video back in by my car?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
A babysitter.
Okay. They're gonna babysit me. I'm system done. I'm doing the wiring. Yeah, basically yesterday probably put all brand new wiring into new relays, a new circuit breaker, and all new wiring. But the car's up in the air. I can't really see under the hood to see if they put new wiring to the battery or whatever. But there's a good look at everything. And like, if you guys haven't seen the underneath of the car, that's the V160. It's brand new. There's a little bit of oil on it. I don't know if that's coming from the motor or what, but this is a Superstore billet transmission mount. There's a Clutch Masters twin disc carbon in there, and then this is a Toyota Sequoia drive shaft. Made it to a Subaru BRZ Y38 rear end. This is a 411 rear end. So the gearing is not top end. It's more low end torque, less high end. Full suspension coilovers. This is a yellow speed racing coilover right there. All bushings done. Sway bars. Here's a look at the fuel system that Tracy put in. So it's in addition to the factory fuel line. There's the hard line. There's the super brakes, powder coated. There's the yellow speed coilover that you can see right here. Super brakes. And the wheels and tires. Here's a look at the charge pipe. And there's the new pipe that Tracy designed. And wastegate. So they looked at the wastegate spring. Apparently it's going to be enough to deal with what kind of boost we're making. So yeah, that's a look at the underneath. And gonna sign off for now. Let these guys get back to work. And then I'll be back online when we start dyno tuning later. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I did not have a chance to do an intro on this before it happened, but you guys can see right here that my buddy just came over and installed my new entryway door from the garage into my kitchen, and I wanted it to be special, and sure enough, it is special. Check it out guys. So we have a full glass door going out to the garage, which I love. Now that means you can see what's happening inside the garage, and it's kind of a nice sight to look at. So I really wanted a new door for the kitchen. I love the way new doors seal and the way that they look and feel. They're just so much more airtight, they're so much more energy efficient, and I did get brand new door in the front, and I did get a brand new door in the front, and I got new windows as well. So they just came, they put in this special order door here. You can see it is glass, just has a strip of wood all the way up and all the way to the bottom. And then also we did do another Eufy security video doorbell lock. So we use the same exact setup we have on the SCSR studios here. We do have the Eufy door lock and doorbell and video combined in this unit, just like on the studio. And then down here we do have just a regular lock, which I will link to both of those in the description. This one also has the capability to key lock, but the most important thing is this is a smart video doorbell lock that also interfaces with my existing chime in the living room there. So whenever you ring this, the chime in the living room does go off, which I love. I don't have to put a second chime anywhere, although I might be able to if I really want to. Now let's step outside into the SCSR garage and see how this looks from the outside. Okay, here we are in the Supercar Street Racing garage, taking a look at the new entryway door, and I have a feeling after looking at this, I am going to want this door to be red. I just think it will look so cool red, because we have the red stripe up above there. So it's either going to be black or red, but I am leaning towards red right now. My only worry is I'm not really good at painting, so I'm worried about getting paint on the glass here. It's going to have to be masked off kind of perfect in order for that not to happen, but then also paint tends to run underneath the tape sometimes, so I might hire a professional to do this. And of course the door lock's got to come back off when it's time to paint, and I have to redo the paint around this as well because it got kind of messed up, and I might be able to just wipe that off. Let's see if that'll just wipe off. All right, most of the stuff around the door just wiped off, and then of course the breaker just popped, so I had to reset the breaker for the second time today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this new door, but that's gonna do it for us today. We'll see you guys very, very soon on another episode of Supercar Street Racing. Later. And we just want to kind of explain about how this house is actually going to be paid for in the next 2 weeks. I am super hyped about being able to do this. I've worked really hard for this for the last few years. Guys, continuing our tour of Supercar Street Racing Mansion, so huge, 1,500 square feet total. We are heading out into the garage now. Let's take a look at what we have out here. And we actually do have some laundry going right now. And let's get some lights on in here. All right, so let's talk about the Supercar Street Racing garage. Now, the first thing you will notice out here is that we do not have a car at this time. We have a non-running mini bike and an awesome golf cart because I am in the process of finding a vehicle. Now out here in the garage, out in my garage, some of the things that have been done out here are, when I bought this awesome LG Signature set of washer and dryer, I repainted this whole entire wall there. I did recessed lighting back in here. I did this light here, and also I did these cabinets up top. And when I did the cabinets, I put power inside of there, which turned out really good for all of my tools and stuff. So taking a look inside here, we have tools, charging, and then over here we just have miscellaneous stuff, electrical equipment, and on top we have a nice area of storage, and we have the audio system for the garage entertainment. Joe, Dukes of Duval, and myself built this workbench years ago, about years ago almost, so that is still there. And you can see I have my tools on top. Joe and I did a video with the vise and the grinder install. Over here on this wall we have tools hung up on pegboard style. My whole garage has pegboard, as you can see. We also have our landscape light timer here for one side of the yard, and we have our Wise sprinkler controller for the other side of the yard. Looking up here, we have our new garage entertainment system, and behind that is where we did all the nice work up through the wall. And that is our garage entertainment system. It is a 1080p television that I have had for almost 12 years. I have 2 of them. Here we have, again, we have our LG Signature washer and dryer, and these guys are actually connected to Wi-Fi, and they will notify you when your wash and your dry is done. I have added power right here, but one thing I would like to do is add power all the way down both walls and put a retractable power up here where the Chamberlain garage door opener is. This is actually a smart garage door opener which does Wi-Fi. I replaced that about 1.5 years ago. We also have a dot right here if we need to do any smart related stuff. And we have a nice storage area under here for our air compressor, our miter saw, and other miscellaneous items. And stepping back to the front of the garage so you can get a good look here. This is what the garage looks like. We borrowed this table from Rich and Trish to work on the mini bike. But there's the golf cart, and that golf cart does charge from right here. There is the charger, even though I need to get power done here on this wall, and I will get that done soon. that is a look at the Supercar Street Racing garage. All right, everybody, so just a good look at the orientation of where we are. The living room's there, the outside is there. If we take a left here, we have our dining room here, which you already saw, but straight ahead is the master bedroom, which is now the Supercar Street Racing studio, and also this is my work area. And so just stepping in here, if we made a right, we would be out at the pool. There is a sliding glass door there. Over here is where we have our editing rig. It's also the setup for my work. We have two setups here. So if we need to work, we can do personal stuff on one and work on the other one. We have a monitor over on this side, which actually has, for editing, we can see our master output there. And there is the Supercar Street Racing editing rig. That's the Supercar Street Racing real work rig. We got our keyboard back there and our amplifier as well. But yeah, this is the Supercar Street Racing office / studio. We have a bunch of the gear here that we use to actually shoot videos. We've got a nice smart single light switch right there. We've got a Show 5 here. We've got recessed lighting up in the ceiling, which I did when this was an office for my ex-wife. We also have in-ceiling audio to the whole home audio system. We have a nice Red Hot Chili Peppers poster and some LED lights that I got out in LA. We have a stereo speaker set, which is going out into the studio. Those will be the mains for the studio right there, and we will have a subwoofer as well. And that is a look at the office. It needs to be spacious. I do so much in here related to the channel and related to actual employment. And then if you were to step right here, you would see the beautiful outdoor view, which we will take you guys into after the tour of the bathroom. Okay, so looking into the master bathroom from the Supercar Street Racing office, if we go over here, we see this awesome LCD smart switch from Landbahn. We press that, and the lights do come on in the master bathroom here in Supercar Street Racing, which has had a lot of work done since I bought the house, but most notably, my most favorite project was the LCD LED smart mirrors, and they are not only smart, they have built-in makeup lighting, but I also added the Govee smart strips behind the mirrors, and they are all controlled with the show right there. And when I did this last remodel, when I got this brand new vanity, I had to remove the trim on the wall to get the vanity in because it is so tight. But when I did that, I made an effort to hide the wiring for the show, and also added electrical behind the mirrors for the Govee smart strips. And there you have the epitome of my favorite project in the world. It is also lit from below, and if we turn the lights off in here, we get a good look at how this looks with the door closed. And this is the Supercar Street Racing master bathroom in its full glory. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I'm loving giving this tour. And now this is the Supercar Street Racing master bath. Nothing special, white tile, same tile down here on the floor. All this tile was redone when I bought the house. Let's get some lights going again. This tile was replaced. There was actually carpet in here in the master closet as well. This was all replaced when I bought the house, and we also did some of the same glass and marble tile down there to kind of finish off that ledge. When we did the floors, we also did the trim in the floor stuff as well, which I came up with that idea. And yeah, you can see here we just have a regular old white bathroom. This whole thing was refinished. It has a rain shower head, and we keep all the stuff there. This room actually has been converted to recessed lighting and recessed lighting in the shower, and it does have whole home audio. The outer bathroom has the other side of the whole home audio, so it's left in one and right in the other one. And I did add these LED lighting fixtures years ago, but I have upgraded them to better bulbs. And then here we have the Supercar Street Racing Master Closet. It's also storage for electronics. It has been converted to recessed lighting, as you can see, which made a huge difference. It had one light right there, and now it is where I keep all my clothes and extra electronics, all kinds of extra PCs and computers. And getting a look there, you can see how it goes out into the master bathroom. But yeah, this is the SCSR Master Closet. Guys, this is where our tour takes us out of the Supercar Street Racing editing facility and onto the backyard for the yard tour. And you walk out here and you do see that this is where our patio is. And we completed all this work on the patio. We did the beam, we did the fan, we did all the electrical and the lighting, and we did a new rug when we built and remodeled this backyard. And you can see here, that is the sunroom there, and then that enters into the Supercar Street Racing office, which is also my work office. So this is the patio. It has the RGB Govee sconce lighting. It has RGB lighting in this lamp as well. We do have some furniture out here. We do have a television with a fire stick in it, and that is the entrance to the sunroom. We have a beautiful Sofucore fan with a remote control in there, and this turtle was found in the yard and refurbished. It was buried in the yard, and I painted it the nice copper paint color. We also have some things on the wall here, some art, and we have speakers up there that can either be run off of this television or the inside whole home audio system. And turning out here to behind me, we have the wonderful, beautiful Supercar Street Racing backyard, which we will give you a tour of now. We started by remodeling this entire pool and pool deck and adding sections on. We remodeled this pool with PebbleTech, and we did glass tile on the edge. You can see the glass tile there on the step tiles, and glass tile all the way around the edge of the pool. And it does have some pretty cool looking reflections when you walk around. Kind of hard to see because the sun isn't shining on it now, but this pool was redone completely with PebbleTech, and this pool deck was redone with travertine. This entire pool deck redone. Both sides of the house were also redone, but more importantly, this section was added with pavers so that I could put 2 more chairs out here, because the sun doesn't always hit those chairs and the sun doesn't always hit those chairs, but at certain times of day you can be on either one of these chairs and get sun. So the pavers were added. We also refreshed, that is my fish pond, by the way, my real fish pond. No alligators allowed in fish pond. Yep. Got a little bit of algae in it, but yeah, I built that fish pond. We did refresh all the mulch and all the landscaping in the backyard. The wind has knocked over my plastic chairs. We do have a fire pit right there. We have some lovely birds down there, and we will see some alligators today as well. We have some little cranes out here doing their thing right there that just took off. There's the fire pit, and those chairs go right up against the fire pit. I made those chairs out of palm trees, which there was a palm tree next to that, and we cut that down and used those for stools, which they're very hard on your legs. So not a good idea, actually, in hindsight. Your legs get scraped by the actual palm. They need to be sanded down. We had our existing patio furniture out here, which we bought new cushions for and placed over here. We were able to move, and we'll get to that in a minute, we were able to move our, well, we used to have an umbrella till it blew away in the wind. We were able to move that table and chairs from here over to the new patio. We will go over that shortly. We refreshed all this landscaping and added borders around it. And out here we have the dock that was built about 10 years ago. And we have a bunch of wildlife creatures around here, and we have turtles right out there, and we have an alligator right here swimming towards us. And he is right out there. Let's see if I can zoom in on him for you. He is right there. And there are other ones in here as well. There's another one coming this way, heading towards us from back there. We've got this guy chilling, and this is a look back at the backyard from the dock. The dock does have furniture on it. I just cleaned all this furniture and pressure washed the dock and the bulkhead there, so it all looks very nice. And there is the alligator and the other alligator and a third alligator coming towards us as we speak. Right there. See, we got 3 of them coming. One on the right, one on the left, and one straight ahead, all the way down there, of varying sizes. That's a little guy right there, but here he comes. And he's getting closer. So that's how the house looks from the back with this tour. And I'll show you what happened with the fence. All this fence is brand new all the way around the property. It's all brand new vinyl fencing, and we were able to move the fence from where that gutter is all the way to the front to get some more space for the backyard. We added the rocks on the side of the fence as well, and all this concrete is new, every bit of it. You can tell concrete was not there. It was, none of this was concrete. We added all of this concrete here all the way up to the front to the fence. Added this patio, which did have an umbrella until about a week ago. I went on a trip, I came home, and it was gone. So it either got stolen, which is unlikely, or the wind took it, but it was very windy here, so it definitely was the wind. This is a cool little patio. I just need to buy another umbrella. And there's a look at the pool and the landscaping on this side. Walking back to this other side, we will show you the brand new pool equipment. All this concrete is new. We made this garden out of existing yard. We had plants here, they died in the last rain, or in the last freeze, sorry. But it looks like they're coming back on both sides. All this concrete was added along with this fence. The fence used to be behind where that AC is. We moved it up to the very front of the property so we could build the Supercar Street Racing studio, which is still being worked on. This is the brand new pool equipment. It's all Wi-Fi enabled, brand new stuff, the newest technology available, and it's all Jandy with the control panel there. And our landscape lighting back here is also Wi-Fi enabled, and it controls all of the landscape lighting. And then we have nice lights on the fence there all the way around the house. All this was added. I know it looks crooked, it's really not. The fence is actually running away from the property line. The shed is, the Supercar Street Racing studio is actually straight with the house. And if we go up here, we have a nice pad here to add a shelter one day if we want to park something under, which I think that is my plan, so I can have 2 cars in the future. But we have the studio here, which we are going to take a look at next. This is the lean-to addition to the house. That is the Supercar Street Racing Future Studio. And let's go ahead and enter this guy right here. And it is all locked up. So let's go ahead and go in. We don't want anybody stealing the nothing that's inside. It's literally oxygen. And this is the Supercar Street Racing studio here with dirt in it because it's not sealed up all the way underneath the door. So I got to get that done. This is actually just blowing through underneath the door because there's no weather stripping around the door. But this is the future home of the Supercar Street Racing studio, and we have to get some AC put in here. We're going to get a split system. We're going to seal around that door completely. We are going to get insulation done, and this wall here is going to be beautiful with two 50-inch televisions, 4K, and we will have a desk to actually broadcast on and the best lighting available in the Supercar Street Racing studio. But yeah, this is it. It's about, I don't know, 150 square feet. It's perfect for a studio. It's not very hot today, but it does get hot. It either needs a window AC unit or it needs a split system. So this is a good look at the studio. It's going to have a bunch of wiring done, and it is going to have insulation drywall. And all the wiring done on this wall, all the wiring done into the house so that we actually have Ethernet out here and not Wi-Fi. And I will update you guys on this after we get more done. Here we are in the Supercar Street Racing editing facility, and you can see we have all kinds of editing equipment around here for us to create the Supercar Street Racing content daily. We try to do one video a day. It's very difficult sometimes, but now we are actually testing out our HyperX mic while we do this voiceover for you, and we just want to kind of explain about how this house is actually going to be paid for in the next 2 weeks. I am super hyped about being able to do this. I've worked really hard for this for the last few years, and I just want to tell you guys kind of how that can be done. So the first thing is, I would say to save all your money possible, cut corners when you can, and make those extra payments. The first problem that happens with people is they try to just get by with the minimum payments on the mortgage. It would benefit you so greatly if you just take one extra payment per year, or even 5 extra payments per year, or 6, or if you can do an extra payment per month. You have no idea how fast that will decrease that debt in your mortgage. Now for me, I've been really lucky because I've had some good investments and things like that, and I have been able to not only do the pool renovation outside, but I've also been able to put more than a couple of extra payments per month into that Supercar Street Racing mortgage. So I've been able to get the house paid down quite a bit in the last year, and it looks like around March the 15th, I will have paid off this beautiful house. That's right, I think it's about 20 years early if you calculate the time that I've gotten this thing paid. Now the interesting part of this also is I've been watching the payments go down as far as interest, and the payment are showing an interest level of like $40 for the last payment, which is absolutely amazing. It looks like over the span of the loan, this is going to save me about $50,000, and that will actually pay for a vehicle for Supercar Street Racing. So how can you pay your house off early? Well, it's all about making good investment choices and putting that extra income into the house. You may not have the ability to do as many payments as I did, and that's totally fine. You can still get this done because there's other ways to do it as well. I use my credit card points because I have a Wells Fargo credit card, and I apply those points directly to the mortgage. On the Wells Fargo site, you can actually pay off your credit cards or your mortgage if you have a Wells Fargo mortgage with your actual points from your Wells Fargo rewards card. And I have been able to get some payments done on the house, and like I said, looking like February 14th, this place will be completely paid off, and I will be just having to worry about property taxes and insurance on the place. Guys, if you have any advice for anyone else, or if you have some experience paying off your mortgage early or making extra payments, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. I really appreciate you guys clicking through our links to purchase our products. It helps the channel greatly. I don't make money off the channel. I actually lose quite a bit of money per year on Supercar Street Racing. Please like this video and subscribe, and I hope you like the house tour of the soon fully owned by me Supercar Street Racing mansion of 1,500 square feet. And we'll see you guys next time on the channel. Guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. We took a little vacation from you guys and went down to see the 8U Fort Caroline Regionals. There's another video about that, but meanwhile, it is raining in Florida today. Thunderstorming once again, as it does every weekend, and today we're going to take a look at what's inside this absolutely huge box because it will not fit in the car. So let's get this opened up and check it out on Supercar Street Racing. Wow. Woo! It's absolutely scared me to death. right, we're back here after unboxing this massive box from T-Sportline and all the messy, I guess, cardboard shredded stuffing that's inside of this. Some still left in here. I do not want to do anything with this box yet because if it doesn't fit, then I don't know how this will go back. This is a very expensive part. So let's go ahead and unveil the goodness that is inside with one hand, if possible. Guys, wow, what a piece. Here we have the T-Sportline matte carbon fiber front apron for the Tesla Model S, the 2023 version. It fits. Plaid and non, I believe. They're all the same. And this was a very expensive $1,300 apron, which I got for free shipping, with free shipping, for 4th of July. This is ready to be put on the Model S Plaid. And basically there is a video online about how to do this, which I am going to insert at the end of this video from T-Sportline. And basically what happens here, and right now is you take off this 3M tape here, and they also recommend that you use some of the plastic repair stuff that comes with dual. So it comes with like 2 tubes, and when it mixes, the catalytic whatever reaction causes it to bond to this front apron from T-Sportline. And so yeah, this was about I believe $1,300, but it will go nicely with the stock matte rear spoiler that comes with the Model S Plaid, and it will go nicely with the carbon fiber mirror caps, which are currently installed. And when the camera cover carbon fiber caps come in, it will match that as well. So what we need to do right here and right now is test fit this guy onto the front of the Model S Plaid. So let's get that going now. We just took a quick second to get this carbon fiber front apron test fit on the Model S Plaid, and that's what it looks like right here and right now. So that is the way it will go on. They will also put the plastic stuff on it, and hopefully it looks better than this once it's on there. There is kind of a gap, but hopefully that resolves itself with the 3M tape, because it does not fit perfect, but it's pretty good on there. And that's what it'll look like. It actually looks really good if you take a step back. And there is the T-Sport line carbon fiber front apron for the Model S Plaid. Notice the gap right here that we're going to see if we can get that resolved. I don't know how. Maybe it's just not on all the way. But I don't want to force it because it is not officially on for good yet. So that is going to wrap up this portion of the video. The next video will be the reveal of the front carbon fiber matte apron from T-Sport line. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to buy everything through our links down at the bottom. Even products you're not getting that specific product, click our links anyway. We get a commission from that and it helps fund the channel. We'll see you guys next time. Please like, please subscribe. Peace out.
Hi Tesla fans, I'm Ellie with T-Sport Line. Today I want to show you how to install our gloss carbon fiber front lower apron for a brand new Model S. We refer to these Model S as version 2.0. These are cars that were delivered after 2016 and onward. As you can see over here, this is our carbon fiber front lower lid apron. This piece is quite easy to install, however it does require 2 people and professional installation. When the part arrives to you from us, it will already have 3M double-sided automotive tape applied. As soon as you get it, I would recommend that the installers do a test fit first on the bumper to make sure that they're comfortable on how it goes on, because once we apply the adhesive, you have a very short time frame and very small amount of margin of error during the installation. So right now I'm going to show you how we test fit.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have the Scar Audio SDR12 D4 dual voice coil, 4 ohms per voice coil subwoofer. It handles 800 watts RMS, is what it says. big ferrite magnet. It's got 2 voice coils rated at 4 ohms each, and the plan is to parallel them to get a 2 ohm load. And it is a 32 to, what does that say, 368 frequency response? Can't read it. But yeah, I've got that there. I've got the enclosure down here. So the mini plan today is to unbox this guy and then mount it in the enclosure so you guys can see the Scar Audio unboxing. Guys, here we have the Scar Audio SDR12-D4 to take a look at here on the channel. And I have opened it once, so you guys are getting gypped this time, but I had to open it. I can't tell you why, because then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. But here we go, opening the Scar Audio. They give you a nice Scar Audio sticker here, which I don't know where I'm going to put it, but they do give you a sticker. And then right here we have a protective cardboard condom on top with a foam condom and then a plastic condom. Taking those off, we see the Scar Audio lovely woofer right here. We're gonna get that out of the box, and there is a nice instruction manual here. And it tells you the square footage that it needs and all that, but we are putting it in here regardless, and we will stuff it full of polyfill, which will give it the effect of having more airspace. Let's get this Scar Audio big concrete. I don't know why I call it concrete. Cardboard condom out of the way, and look at the Scar Audio woofer sitting nicely here on the table in front of me. Let's get it out of the packaging. I have not unpackaged it yet. This will be the first time. We will not put holes in it when we go to screw it in. I promise you I will give my best effort not to put holes through the Scar Audio. So taking a look at this woofer, pretty nice woofer. Not expensive at all. I think I paid around, I don't know, $80 for it. It looks like there's a ring here that comes off, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So they give you like a, I'm not sure what that's for. I've never had one that has that on it. I guess I need to read the instructions and see what they want me to do with this ring here. Okay, I almost put a hole in it already. But yeah, so it's got this ring around here that I'm not exactly 100% sure what that's for. So let me get into the box here and see if the instructions tells me what that is for, and then we'll take a look at the back. So it doesn't really say what that is, and I've never owned one that had this rubber thing in it. I guess it's just a gasket. Let's look at the back of the Scar Audio. I'm not going to flip it over because it'll hurt the surround, but we have the push type terminals there. It's pretty nice. It's painted black on the back. Very, very heavy magnet. And there is a gel pack here for you guys to eat later when you're hungry. And there's one side, so that's 4 ohms there, and then that's 4 ohms there. Taking these 2 voice coils together would yield you a 2 ohm load on your amp if your amp can handle it. You cannot usually bridge a 2 ohm load and make it 1 ohm unless your amp can handle it, but this is going to be a 2 ohm non-bridged load. And next we will show you guys a good close-up of the Scar Audio front, and then here is the back. You get a good look at the 2 voice coils there and the Scar Audio logo right here on the basket, and the high quality magnet. Pretty heavy guy. Trying to figure out if I could see how heavy it is, but it's probably in the ad, but I don't know, 30 pounds maybe, 25-30 pounds on that Scar Audio woofer. And now we'll take a look at how we're going to wire them up. Alright, this may be overkill for the amp I have, but if I ever upgrade amps and get a nice subwoofer amp, I want to be sure I have the enough wiring to handle it. I ordered some 12 gauge wire, but I don't have any now, but I want to go ahead and get the woofer mounted, but I've got plenty of 16 gauge wire, so I'm going to double up from voice coil to voice coil, then double up from this voice coil to the actual speaker input on the box. So I'm going to grab all the tools to do that now. This is my new heat shrink kit with all the connectors we need for hooking up the amplifier. Came with all these heat shrink connectors and also this really nice crimp tool. So I'm guessing you crimp then heat shrink. I've never used it before, but I'm going to take a look and see which connectors. It's going to be one of these style that are going to go over inside the subwoofer box. I'll show you guys that in a minute. We're going to need female, probably these spade connectors here. And it looks like you crimp up here and then heat shrink here, which is awesome. So I still need my heat gun, but I'm going to go ahead and test and see which size fittings fit inside the speaker box. Here we have the speaker box. I've got the yellow, which would be the largest connector that is available, so we can put the most wire inside. But let's see if those work. Totally. So yeah, we're going to use the yellow connector and put hopefully stuff 2 wires inside of that guy right there. All right, let's go ahead and we don't need much wire at all. This will actually work for the voice coils. I found these 2 little pieces, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out here real quick. Much better. So these 2 are for the voice coils. That'll be fine. And then this piece I'm going to double up on and use for the connection from the other voice coil to the box for our 2 ohm load. It doesn't have to be that long, but if you want extra to be able to wire up your woofer, you leave extra. So I'm just going to use this and go ahead and cut it. meter here. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it. 200 ohms. I think I've got this on the right setting. Let's see what happens. We should get a 2 ohm load. Through this 2.0 ohms, and that is perfect. So those wired in parallel, those voice coils, gives you a 2 ohm load. We have a visitor, Mr. Binks. Hi, kitty. We got our woofer here. He's so interested in this. But our woofer goes this way. And then we got to hook our wires up, and positive is on the top. Positive is on the top towards me. And I am blind as a bat. This is positive. This is negative. Mr. Binks is purring like crazy. Okay. That's that. The woofer is officially hooked up. Now all we have to do is screw it to the box. Ah, there it is. And we gotta try to get it centered. Gasket's a little off. Not that worried about it. There we go. So there's a good look at our woofer mounted in the enclosure. It is wired up and ready to go. It looks so sick. Love it. Forgot the polyfill. Not again. Guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing once again. And we are here with this high yard doormat that we're going to be opening and taking a look at today. Now, as you could see outside earlier, that doormat that we had before on the outside not only got really dirty from all the construction with the door, but also it was so lightweight and thin that every time my yard people came around, they blew the thing into oblivion. So today, we've got a better alternative with this high yard doormat. Sitting in the SCSR compound with this beautiful high yard floor mat, and we do have the SCSR scissors that I still have PTSD from, because as you know, in the last video they sliced my finger wide open and it was not fun. So what we're going to do right now is open this carefully and hopefully not destroy our fingers in the process like we did last time. So no touching the actual blade. And we open up this high yard floor mat so we can take a look at the inside of this packaging. And right here it just says doormat MAT. Keep your home away from mess and be clean and tidy. Keep your home away from mess. Trap dust, easy to clean, absorb water, widely use. So another hilarious, badly translated thing there inside the package and getting this thing completely opened up. It is pretty heavy. This weighs about, I would say about 10 pounds. And then the rest of this is going to involve taking this outside and getting it all laid out in front of the SCSR studio. So let's take it out there right now. All right, guys, we are out here in front of the Supercar Street Racing Studios, and we have the brand new floor mat right here. Let's go ahead and get that installed and see if that prevents our yard people from blowing my floor mat away every single time they come. Now, this will take a few days to kind of settle and flatten, but it's much heavier than the old one. You can see here it just kind of unrolls. I have the same one inside the studio door. And basically it will eventually become flat. And let's get this thing straight and lined up in front of the door, just like that. Goes nicely all the way up against it and hides the ugly bottom of the door. And there we have the floor mat installed outside of the Supercar Street Racing Studios. It is just not the right. There we go. Now it's kind of perfect. Guys, welcome back to the Supercar Street Racing 4K production studio. We are out here having a great time and making videos for you guys. And one of my pet peeves is that I had this tiny little cheap dollar floor mat, and I don't even remember where I got it. I think from IKEA a long time ago or something. And every time my yard people come, they take their leaf blower and they blow it right away. And yes, they should put it back, but they don't. And I've told them a million times. So today, right here on the screen, you can see right here in front of us, we are taking a look at the High Yard durable front floor mat. It's supposed to be absorbent and it can like take all the mud off of your shoes. It's dirt resistant, non-slip rubber, and this size that I ordered was 36 by 24 here, as you can see right here on the screen. Now it also does come in a 30 by 17 configuration if that is better for you. It comes in beige, which you can see right here. Now we'll take a look at the bigger view there. It's black there, but in beige, the bigger view looks like that. And it does also come in gray, which looks like that. And so if you order the 36 by 24 in black like I did, you will have the one that we just saw sitting right there out on the ground. And then here's some other little pictures for you guys to check out. Now it says it's the perfect size, 24 by 36, 0.3 inches thick. Captures dirt and moisture. It has a non-slip rubber backing. And it says it's fade and stain resistant. Let's hope so, because it is outside. It says it's low profile and versatile, meaning the door can open right over it and not get caught on it, we're hoping. And then it says it is also easy to clean up. And let's take a look at some of the things in the review section. So if we go to the reviews up here, this guy does have a 4.7 overall review. Not many one-star reviews, but let's take a look and see what that says. Not very absorbent or resistant. So it says that the dirt won't come off and it doesn't absorb as well as it claims to on the one-star review. Now, some of the 5-star reviews say that it's a good doormat, decent quality, good price, nice weight. Works perfectly outside of the front door, and I agree it does. Looks nice, matches well, and this is a very nice doormat. Dependable and stylish entryway essential. Looks like this person got this free from Vine way back in the day, or actually June 7th. So you can see right here, I don't know what Vine Voices per se, but you can see right there, it does have a lot of good reviews. And let's take a look at some of the alternatives. So let's go back up to the high yard durable front floor mat. Absorbent, muddy, dirt resist, welcome doormats, outdoor, indoor, non-slip, natural, rubber, backing, low profile doormat for entryway patio. 36 by 24 black. What a description, guys. $29.99 is what I paid for this floor mat. It is 2-day where I am, 2-day shipping, not today. 2-day shipping. And here's some of the alternatives. There is one for $37. There is another Gorilla Grip Ultra Absorbent here for $24.99. There is a Gorilla Grip Waterproof for $17.94. There is a Yamorba Durable Front, almost looks the same, but it's a 29 by 17, so you have to take that into account on the price right here. And it is $9 right now. And we do have this Home Ideas 24 by 36 for $21.99, that if you want to give that a little comparison. And then we have some 4 stars and above down here in the reviews. This Mabeo, which actually looks like a completely different type of material with a rubber backing there. We have this Pure Rugs Dust Trapper Doormat, non-slip entry for $31.99 as well. Another couple of high yards, a Dexy and a doormat there. And no one did any video reviews at the bottom, so I don't have any video to show you guys. And then there is some down here that also have a word printed on it, like hello, that if you like those, you can take a pic out of those. There's some down here with actual designs on it that say things like freedom, if you're into that kind of thing. Here's a multi-stripe one, the Kit Enjoy indoor floor mat only. That's an indoor, so it may not work for what you need. We need it also outdoor. And here are some of the reviews with images. You can see it right outside. That looks like that's inside of somebody's front door there. This one right here, also inside the front door. They're using that for indoor. And there's a good close-up picture of it right there. Another good close-up of the gray. And one sitting, looks like outdoor on a deck. People were using it outside. And yeah, guys, so the high yard outdoor floor mat, I do have 2. There is one sitting on the inside of the Supercar Street Racing Studios right here in front of the door, and then I added the second one outside the door there for when you come in from the outside, because it's sometimes wet out there, because this is a directly outdoor studio room with no connection inside of the house. Guys, let's take a minute to talk about the Supercar Street Racing channel. We bring you high quality reviews in 4K, and we do actually lose money from the channel. So we would love it if you would click for the description down below, click in the description down below, and order things through our official affiliate link. Now, that doesn't mean you have to order this exact product. Any of our videos that you see affiliate links in, you can click that affiliate link and order anything you want on Amazon. It gives me a small credit to help pay for the Supercar Street Racing station, because we do lose money on the station. Now, coming up tomorrow, we do have a review of a portable blender. It is a rechargeable blender, and I'm pretty hyped about this. It's a pretty cool little product, so hopefully you guys come back tomorrow, and we thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe down below as well, and we will see you next time, because you know what's up now. Peace. And then we'll just pull it tight. Well, that's not good. Anything break? No. Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have a special enhancement for the garage, and it's sitting right here looking so fly and fresh. And this is going to go into the garage right now, but first we're going to open it up on Supercar Street Racing. All right, guys, sitting right in front of me is an LED picture light for the garage to go over our Supercar Street Racing banner, and let's get this thing unboxed. And inside here, right here, and right now, you can see the LED light looking so fresh, and basically this light just uses USB power. It is very light. It probably won't need anything except drywall screws to hold it in. We will see. It does come with drywall inserts though, if you need them. And this little telescoping arm. And here is the mount. So basically you put this on the wall. It's almost got like a hot shoe mount. This comes out over and you can redirect your light any way you want. And it does come with this remote control as well. But you now shall not receive batteries with this. In front of the Supercar Street Racing banner, and the plan right here and right now is to put this TV back all the way like this and hang this banner. The TV will generally be facing this way because it's in the corner. Now all we want to do right here and right now is mount this TV. Now all we want to do right here and right now is mount this light so that it shines down on our banner, like so. And then the wire will simply run behind the TV to this USB receptacle that I have. We have power available, a USB-A right behind it. It's super convenient. And I believe this thing works like this. Well, no, it would have to be like that. Screws on like that, so that's how you do that. And then we will just mount this up here and we will zip tie our wire. I wish the wire wasn't running, wasn't right on the tip of this. I wish it was like, but actually that's not bad, you can't see it. So that's as high as we want it because it's going to be hidden right under the TV and we want it dead centered. So somewhere we probably need to get we need to get our measuring tape and measure dead center. Grabbing the measuring tape, and it is 4 feet. So we're gonna go at 2 feet. 2 feet is right above this little graphic. So what we wanna do is go as high up as we can without interfering with the TV right there, and at 2 feet right at the center, and just throw our screws in right there, as high as we can go. Hopefully we don't need inserts for this, it's very light. Screws are very long and it's very light. And now we will just try to level it out so it doesn't look crooked, right there. There is that. This thing is fine, it's not going anywhere. Light is very light. Get it? Now we'll zip tie this to the little neck. We'll run the neck right there. And all we have to do now is give this thing power. And there is a USB type A connector on the actual receptacle back here, which makes this very convenient. And it is plugged in and on and freaking out. It is oscillating. Oh, it's audio based. Nice. Okay, it is on music right now, but so eventually it's going to come up like that and you won't see it. We will tie it straight up like this and it's completely hidden by the TV. But for now, it is on music mode. So I'm putting it on auto where it is doing a nice RGB effect. As you guys can see, we can put it on color, and that is white. That's as white as it's gonna get. It's sort of a cool white, but you can see how it lights up the Supercar Street Racing banner right there, pretty cool. And then back on, and that is the brightness level. You can do dim or bright with the remote. That is full brightness. Now back on auto is where it oscillates through the colors. Looks pretty cool, guys. And I'll get another shot at night, and we also have to deal with this banner at the bottom not working right. But we need to get some zip ties and finish up our work. And the light is on and the wire is completely hidden, guys. Check it out. Looks fly and fresh.
Ah!
That's not good.
Got him! Got him!
Anything break?
No.
Yeah. Well, I broke my microphone connector. That's wonderful. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 4K production studio. My name is Brad, and today we're taking a look at this RGB picture light. Now this RGB picture light is pretty cool, and what we wanted to do is also show you our custom vinyl banner. Now this banner was made specifically by me, and I designed it on uprinting.com. But first, let's take a look at this RGB picture light. Now basically what this light is for right here is for hanging on top of a piece of art, and it can light up your art in multiple different ways. Now we are using it for our supercar street racing banner out in the garage, and you can see it right here on the screen where it says RGB picture light with remote, and this thing does work with USB, so it does have a USB type A on the end of the plug. And checking right here online here on Amazon, it does have a 4.3 star review, and it does cost $34.98 right now for the RGB one. And that's the one we have out here in the garage right now. And let's take a look at some of the reviews here. It has 69% 5-star reviews, easy to install, and so nice, satisfied, and perfect fit. And the 1-star reviews say it's supposed to be wireless, but that is not true. It is not chargeable. And this guy says doesn't work with the timer. And the other guy says just cheap, which yes, it is very cheap, but it does work fine. And now taking a look at some of the pictures here, you can see there is an app for this as well. I didn't use it. And here we have the different colors that you can switch it to over your artwork. And right here, right now, you can see on the app where you can control the music as well. And right here is what's in the package. Basically, it comes in pieces. It has some drywall inserts and screws, the neck, and it has a small remote control on the actual wire so you don't have to use the app. And you can see a picture of it right here in someone's living room with the RGB effect. And that's what I had turned down, as you guys could see in the video, out in the Supercar Street Racing garage. And right here it has the remote control feature, the button control feature, and also you can control it with an app on your phone. And now we're taking a look at the custom banner that I ordered on uprinting.com. Now I did design this myself. I'm pretty good at Photoshop, as you can see on some of the videos. So I did design this myself, and I used Photoshop to design it, and then I uploaded it to uprinting.com. I chose 48 by 36 because of the area I wanted to cover up. And you can see right here, right now, it was $29 for the subtotal here for my custom banner, which is not bad. Now, the other two banners I ordered were very large, and they were much more expensive. Now, you can see the other order was almost $250 for the two large banners out in the garage, but the 48 by 36 banner was only $53 with everything included. So please check out uprinting.com. And back here on this Supercar Street Racing channel here, and we want to encourage you to please help out the channel by buying all your Amazon products through the links in the description. And you don't have to buy the actual product. You can buy anything you want through any of our links in our description. It does give us a small amount of money, and you help support the channel. And please like and subscribe. That's very important for the channel as well. A lot of people watch but aren't subscribed, and we could really use your support. And we want to thank you guys for the shark coating video support. That video has over 200,000 views, and it did very well. And we're so excited to be growing with the community and have you here on Supercar Street Racing. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And we'd love to hear from you in the comments as well. What do you think about the channel? What needs to be improved? What are we doing right? And what are we doing wrong? And we're going to be back soon with the Marantz Cinema 70S review. We have that all set up and ready to go. I just need to put that video together and get it out to you guys. But for now, I got to bounce. I got to get over here and edit. Out in the Supercar Street Racing garage, and of course we are recording on the phone, which has better low light video. We got the garage lights set to purple, but I wanted to show you guys the art print light that is chilling so nicely over the Supercar Street Racing banner, and it is set to a cool white, but we have this remote here that can do whatever we want. We can go red, green, blue, yellow, light blue, purple, and back to white. Or we can do oscillating colors, which looks fly. Guys, I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe.
3.
All right, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. We got Brad, we got Joe, we got Brad, and that's a hot shot. Do it! Let's go! For the kids.
Look how he's looking.
For the kids.
Look how he's looking.
He wanted it. He wanted
he's
it.
right for
Do
you.
it. Let's go.
Go!
One at a time.
Archer.
Go!
Look at Archer. Look